Final Fantasy IV is a story of fallen knights, haunted legacies, and epic redemption. But when you're chasing the platinum, it's also a story of drop rates, missable chests, and hours spent fighting the same pixelated blob just for a tale. This isn't just a quest to save the crystals, it's a descent into RNG hell and a deep dive into obsessive completionism. Hi, I'm BetrayalVert, your favorite backlog gamer, and in today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic RPGs ever made and every trophy it hides. Welcome to my platinum journey through Final Fantasy IV, where the true final boss, as usual, is the grind. So back in 1991, Final Fantasy IV hit the Super Famicom in Japan. It introduced the active time battle system, a mechanic that changed the series and inspired games like Chrono Trigger and Grandia. When it launched in the West, it was renamed the Final Fantasy II. Why? Because we skipped a few titles in localization. Confusing? Absolutely. But for many fans here, this was their first real taste of what Final Fantasy could be. Since then, we've seen version after version, a fully voiced 3D remake on DS, a slick PSP edition, and more recently, a beautifully polished pixel remaster. Different formats, but the same legendary game at its core. And while the gameplay systems evolved and the graphics got a facelift, one thing never changed: the story. So let's dive deep into what makes Final Fantasy IV's narrative so unforgettable. Final Fantasy IV begins with Cecil, a dark knight and commander of the Red Wings, returning to Baron after seizing the water crystal from Mysidia. He is loyal but conflicted. The mission didn't sit right with him. When he questions the king's actions, he is stripped of his rank in order to deliver a mysterious package to the village of Mist. Kain, his trusted friend and dragoon, joins him. On the way, they battle a dragon, unknowingly killing the guardian of the village. The package? A bomb that wipes out Mist. Amid the wreckage, they find a lone survivor, Rydia, a child summoner. Kain vanishes and Cecil, consumed with guilt, takes her under his protection. Together, they travel to Dam Cyan and meet Telia, an old sage, and Edward, the spoony bard, responsible for Telia's daughter's death. After an emotional clash, the party moves on to Fabu, where they recruit the monk, Yang. But Gobez, the game's shadowy villain, strikes again. Kain reappears, now under Gobez's control, and kidnaps Rosa, Cecil's childhood friend and lover. In pursuit, their ship is attacked by Leviathan. Rydia is lost, and Cecil washes ashore alone. Taken in by sages, he meets Palom and Porum, twin mage apprentices. He then climbs Mount Ordeals to face a personal trial. With the help of Palom, Porum, and then Talia, who rejoins the party, he casts aside his darkness and is reborn. Not as a knight of shadow, but as a warrior of light, as a paladin. From here, the story escalates. Cecil regathers his allies, lost his mount. Telia dies using Meteor, trying to stop Gobez. Palom and Porum turn into stone to save the party. Yang sacrifices himself to stop a cannon, and Cid risks everything to block an enemy pursuit. Kain eventually breaks free from Gobez's influence. Rydia returns, now a powerful summoner. And Edge, a hot-headed ninja, joins the team. They travel to the moon.
Yes, I said it, the moon.
Yes, the moon, where Cecil learns the truth. He and Gobez are brothers, both part Lunarian. But Gobez isn't the true threat. That's Zeramis, a cosmic force of hatred bent on destroying Earth. In the final battle, Cecil accepts his destiny, defeats Zeramis, and brings peace to the world. He returns to Baron where he's crowned their new king. And for me, that moment wasn't just the end of a journey. It was the capstone to my 9 beautifully earned story-related trophies. So now, let's talk trophies. This list runs the full range, from the chill to the soul-crushing. There were 9 trophies tied to completing the game, but of course there's more. You've got simple ones like get your party to level 70 or defeat 1,000 monsters. You'll pop those just by playing. Then there's the clever stuff, like trading a rat tail for an adamantite and forging Excalibur with the Underworld Blacksmith. You know, classic Final Fantasy side quest energy. But then we hit the missables. Legendary Treasure Hunter, that requires opening every chest in the game. And Field Research Professional, you need 100%, I was about to say 1,000%, you need 100% of the bestiary, no second chances. Some dungeons lock you out forever once you finish them, So you miss one enemy or miss a chest, then you have to do another playthrough. And then there's the Pinktail grind. Oh god, the Pinktail grind. Tail of Myth, which is a trophy that requires you to have one Pinktail from a rare enemy with the microscopic spawn rate and an even worse drop rate. I streamed this grind live and spent hours praying to RNGesus, and around the 3-hour mark, I'm not gonna lie to you, I almost gave up for the night, but then boom, it dropped and I completely lost it.
Get supplies up ahead.
Finally. And don't forget Ridia's summon drops for the Summoner Collector Trophy, also rare and also random, and mostly useless in battle. So farming them wasn't just tedious, it was just pointless at the end of the day. Between hunting for all the chests and all that brutal RNG, this platinum still wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I streamed for 14 hours when I completed the platinum, and by the end it was actually a rewarding experience. Beastar should be complete, and Master of 4 completed. The platinum journey pushed me, but honestly I had a blast. After Cecil became a paladin, I challenged myself to finish the platinum in one 14-hour stream. Exhausting? Yes. Worth it? Absolutely. That stream became one of my favorite gaming memories, not because of the trophies, but because of the challenge and the community was cheering me on. This was my first time playing Final Fantasy IV, and seeing how well its systems and story hold up even today made me appreciate just how ahead of its time it was. Final Fantasy IV makes you slow down. It rewards attention to detail, and that made me love it even more. Final Fantasy IV has been remade and re-released more times than I can count. But no matter the version, its heart stays the same. A story about redemption, about the cost of power, about the people who help us find the light. Going for the platinum didn't just deepen my respect for this game. It reminded me why I love JRPGs. If you're on the fence, take this as your sign. It's a grind, yes, but one that respects your time and your curiosity. And if you enjoyed my journey through the Final Fantasy IV Platinum, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you feel so inclined. And swing by Twitch sometimes to figure out what game we're platinuming next. I'm JPtheHRMT, your favorite backlog gamer, and you guys stay safe.